Hey Guru Nation, welcome back to, this is episode 97, Jesse, of Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru. How's it going?
Very good. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing good. We just had a CRA student leave the office today. She said that she learned a lot, which is always good.
Yeah.
You helped her out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got busy with her, we were kind of looking for something for you to do because Monica's not here today.
Yeah,
right?
she's on vacation.
And we're just randomly were like, oh, how about clinicaltrials.gov?
Yep,
right?
and give it a try.
And what happened? You went to work for about, what, like 3-4 hours?
Yeah, and we got replies for about, at first it was 4. I think then we got up to 8 studies probably.
And you did just central nervous system, just psych?
Yeah, just psych. Yeah, I actually did 4 or 5 conditions.
Okay. Okay, so how many emails do you think you sent out total?
Easily 120, if not more.
Wow. Okay, and now, just so people know, like, these are not normal results. Like, the last time you did this, I think you about the same amount of activity, right?
Yeah, and I got like 3 or 4 replies.
3 or 4 replies. Not only did we get 8 replies this time, we actually, and I mean, I'm still getting some, like, so there might be more than 8. And
yeah.
Usually you wait till the next day or like a couple days to see how many other ones you get. But these are like hot leads.
You know, I was actually getting responses by, let's say, around 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so
yeah, and they're asking detailed stuff like, do you have an inpatient facility? We want to see your PI CV because when we pitch it, we don't send the CV.
Yeah.
Even though I think we could, but you can like get more out if you don't, like speed wise, you know. So it's like volume, and then you'll know if they really are interested. They'll ask you. Like in this case, they were like, "Hey, do you have an inpatient facility? And also, does your doctor specialize in bipolar disorder?" So, clinicaltrials.gov works. Now, we also have something called Zymewire, which we pay like $100 a month to use, and it's like a layer on top of clinicaltrials.gov. Which you did not use, by the way. Everyone watching or listening, Jesse just went straight clinicaltrials.gov.
Correct.
Just straight, like, old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It did work, yeah.
And how's your pitch?
Simple?
Is it something fancy?
No, it's simple.
Is it poetry? You writing a poem to the sponsor?
No, nothing like that.
War and Peace?
It's just simple and direct.
That's right.
This is my name. This is what I want. Send me any CDAs.
Simplicity. You know, I'm asking sarcastically because people ask me these questions. Like, we have a consulting company, and we take a lot of client calls and a lot of we do a lot of pitches. Like, almost every day we do like 2 or 3 potential client pitch.
Yeah.
And every week we probably sign like 1 or 2, right? So it's a numbers game for us too. But these are the questions I get. Like, hey, we're having trouble. Like today, I'm not going to mention where, but someone reached out to me and said, hey, we're having trouble finding studies. And I said, whoa, okay, so does everyone else. Like, I've been doing this for 12 years. We have trouble finding studies too. What are you going to do about it? And then she said, well, I guess you're right. The real reason is we just haven't dedicated enough time to biz deving. And she said, I go on clinicaltrials.gov like once a week. And, you know, I think she said sends out like 10 each time she does it.
Okay.
But you just did 100.
100.
Right? So 10. First of all, from the little I told you, what do you think she's doing wrong?
Not enough effort. Just
not enough volume, right?
Yeah, because if your business is depending on it, do it. You know, it's probably the most important aspect of your business, getting the client. You know, and if you're not
without study, you have nothing.
Yeah, you have no money, you have nothing, and the business is gonna end up. It could crash, and you know, it's just that's gonna be on your hands, you know, because you're the one that's not doing the work.
That's right.
So, yeah, just a lot more emails, a lot
more. Like, that's exactly what I told her. I'm glad you can co-sign it. So I said, you know, it sounds like, and you're just not talking to enough people. And this is not just research, but we talk about it here because this is a clinical research video and podcast. But this is in every industry. Like, I'm in the real estate industry. I used to be more heavily involved. Now I'm just doing some digital marketing for them. But like, if you talk to like the biggest realtors, the junior realtors always ask them, how do you get so busy? And they say it's very simple. Talk to more people.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing fancy. No writing a novel in your email.
Nope.
And people like to debate. Okay, I don't know how I should send this. Should I send a CV? Should I send like a pie chart with our metrics? And they debate because I think they really just don't want to go out and do it. Mm-hmm. It's easier to debate whether to do something or another as opposed to actually just picking one and doing it.
Yeah, it's because they're debating at the end they do nothing.
Right.
So that's the easy part. And
I'm sure if you sent out 100 pie charts today, you got similar results.
Yeah, most likely.
As opposed to your sentence, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter.
It's literally 2 or 3 sentences. Nothing more. It's not fancy. It has very basic information about the clinic. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
But it is sent from the domain name email, which always makes it look more professional. Mm-hmm. I do recommend you don't do this like from a regular Gmail, unless you have no other option. Then do it. But if you do, like if you have like in our case, global clinical trials email, use that. They can click on the link and see that you're a site. They see your PI. First thing they see on the website is our PI.
Yeah.
Right? The same one you were talking about in the email. So they're like, okay, this checks out. All right, let's send out feasibility. And we already got some feasibilities and CDAs.
CDAs. It was surprising, actually, because it was very fast. The response was, here's a CDA, fill it out, and send it back.
Mm-hmm. Simple.
Yeah.
Right? So, and did anyone teach you really how to do this? Or?
No, you just told me the first day. I was like, hey, go on here and look for studies. Well, how should I do it? Send him a pitch. And then I wrote down... I
maybe spent 10 minutes with you doing this, right?
Yeah.
Like minimal stuff.
Maybe the 10 minutes went into correcting my pitch.
Okay, yeah.
So, I sent...
Because your pitch was too long at first? I can't remember.
No, it was short, actually.
Shorter than what we use now?
Yeah, it was a little bit shorter. Okay. And you said, oh, well, we could extend here and use a little bit more complicated words.
Oh, okay.
And then... and add this detail.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. All right.
And he told me to add how we get our patients into the pitch because I didn't know how we got our patients.
And back then, you have way more experience now, but back then, were you super experienced?
No.
See, these are objections I get from people. Like, why don't you pitch more? Well, I don't have enough experience. I don't know what to say is an objection.
No, and it's not really a pitch. It's just saying, like, hi, my name is... I want this. Let me know if you could offer it to me. And
you're not really talking about yourself. You're talking about your PI.
Yeah.
Like, you're just the messenger.
Yeah.
Really. And it actually shows that the PI cares enough about the business to hire someone to do this for him.
Exactly.
Or her, right? Like, it shows. In most sites, first of all, most sites don't even do this. Right? Like, a lot of sites, they either go out of business because they don't get enough studies, like you said, or they get lazy and then they just get repeat business from the sponsors, which is nothing wrong with that, right? If they're happy with that amount of activity, like they can always, once you reach a certain point as a site, you will get repeat business for the most part, right? The problem is when some of those people that like you, like project managers, leave and then a new project manager comes in, they don't know you.
Exactly.
Right? So then you have to kind of reach out again.
And and then the other thing is, it's never good to stay in the same spot. You should always expect to grow and grow and grow and keep on growing until, all right, this is enough. Because if you stay in your comfort zone, you're never really gonna get out there. Mm-hmm. It's okay. I'm there, no more.
And how uncomfortable was it really, like to send pitches? Because did anyone call you and ask you anything?
It was all through email. Even though the phone number for the clinic was on the on the email, they just emailed me back. You got to think about it,
So if someone was really hungry, you mean to tell me you can email and call?
Yeah.
And maybe even text them?
Yeah.
Some of those numbers are cell phone numbers, right? So you're just emailing and still getting results.
A lot of results, yeah.
Right? And there's no excuse for these sites out here.
No, definitely
And we're in
not.
A saturated market in Southern California.
Yeah. That's...
There's sites in Minnesota, in freaking Kansas.
Here's the thing. When I search, when I search for the studies, I also look at what it is, because you could send a pitch and everything, but what if it's a device and you're focusing in, medications? So, do you have the expertise to do a device? Obviously not. Sometimes some of you do, And I also
reverse engineer the pitch.
Not really reverse engineer, but I would see if it applies, and modify it in accordance to what we're doing. Then the other thing is, you got to look where the sites are, and you got to see. Well, one of them, there's many in California. There's a bunch that have a lot of sites in California, but it's more like Northern California. So they don't have it in Southern California. Hey, it's a pretty sure thing you're gonna get it,
Right.
And then the other thing is, sometimes there's some studies that only get universities, so maybe it's a big pharmaceutical, but all the sites are universities and hospitals.
Right.
You can still give it a try.
Right.
They might want the small sites, but maybe nobody's applying to them.
Right.
So
interesting. Did you send out those?
Yeah, I sent a couple of those. And
did we get those? Any results back from the university ones? Because I've always avoided those, but I mean, I'd be curious to see.
What I'm trying to say is, like, the sponsor is a private industry.
Oh, like the CRO. Yeah,
the CRO, and then the sites are mainly universities. I sent a couple of those.
Because you don't care about that study, but you want that contact from the CRO, because maybe they have another study.
Exactly.
Like a sister protocol. You're smart, man.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. I haven't been doing biz dev lately.
It's
been you, Julie, other people doing it. But every now and then I try to go back into it, roll my sleeves up.
Yeah.
Just been busy, but same principle. Like, nothing has changed from 2005 when I started. The same website, clinicaltrials.gov, the same process. They went through some design, some new designs.
Renovation.
But the same thing. Like, email hasn't changed.
Nothing.
The pitch, your PI, throw some numbers in there, or just throw some experience, and you'll be amazed at what happens. So it's important to note, this is like a abnormally high amount of responses.
Yeah.
Like 8, and you sent 120. So what is that? I'm not great at math, but that's less than 10%.
Exactly.
That's like 6%?
Roughly.
7? Something like that. Which is actually abnormally high. Normally, you expect a 1 to 3% response rate, which is more consistent with what happened last time, right? You sent out about 100, you got like 3. Or no, you sent like 120 and you got 3.
Yeah, you got 3.
So yeah, like 1 to 3%, right? So, but even that is good, because that's one real study that you can actually get by spending 2 or 3 hours doing this.
Yeah. And
some people sitting there complaining they don't have studies.
It's going to get your bills paid. It's going to keep your clinic running. It's 4 hours to keep your clinic running. It's
not a bad trade-off.
It's not a
bad ROI.
It's really simple. I don't know why there's people not doing this.
For those of you, there'll be plenty of times to worry. You should not be worried about sending an email pitch. You just need to do it.
Just do it.
Now, worry before they come for your SSV. Make sure you have all your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Make sure your PI is on the same page. Make sure you have a copy of your feasibility survey that you filled out in place, so that you can confirm the numbers when they ask you. So you'll have plenty of time to worry, but worrying about and debating what's the right email pitch is a waste of time.
And we also got some feedback from someone that said, "Oh, it's very unprofessional," but
we did, right?
It's actually worked more than our professional pitch.
What do you mean by that?
Well, sometimes when you do a professional pitch, it's super long. And you got to take in mind that these people are busy.
Sure.
If they
You're more considerate of their time.
Exactly. And then if you get a 2-paragraph email from a stranger, you'd be like, "Oh, the heck with this." It's 3 or 4 sentences. "Hey, my name is this. I want this." There we go. Said it. And end of story.
It's funny because that person who did that, we were just talking about it. She actually gave a couple good pointers, because we weren't putting our website in there. Because it was obvious to put the website in. It's in the email domain, but still some people can click. So you just add the website, but just common sense. I mean, just stop
Little
debating.
Details.
Yeah, stop debating whether you should do this or you shouldn't, and why don't you just try it? and see what the results are.
Yeah.
I guarantee anyone watching. I actually did a challenge. Do you know I did a challenge in 2012? All right, I did a challenge on YouTube. Maybe we'll do it again, and it's always around this time of the year too. It's getting close to the holidays. I get into a giving mood.
Yeah.
Right? So I did a challenge. I can't remember what I gave, but I sent like 5 people a prize. This was like 5 years ago. Send 100 emails from clinicaltrials.gov every day for 5 days, so Monday through Friday. Send me screenshots. They had to actually send me the sent. This is a lot of screenshots they're sending me.
Yeah.
And I will pick 5 of you and give you something, right? But you know why I did that? I didn't really do it to... I did it to show people that, this is something you can do when you need a study.
Exactly.
And it's only 5 days, and it takes 2 or 3 hours to send 100 of these emails, right? And so the people who did that, there were a handful of them, they got studies. They're like, hey, thanks for that. I needed that motivation. We actually got studies. I don't want a gift. We got a study. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's congratulations.
And that's the thing. People don't notice how easy it is. They just think about, 4 hours. Maybe I could go watch a movie. I could watch 2 movies on Netflix with that.
Yeah,
And then you put the trade-off, but Netflix is not really gonna pay you anything for doing
right.
that.
Right.
And then it's a trade-off. And if you're hiring people to do that,
mm-hmm.
that's wrong. I mean, there's no reason why you should hire someone to
do that,
get the
right?
studies.
Or other people are debating, well, I have this busy work I got to do.
Yeah, or if
this study.
If you have several sites, you're really busy, you honestly cannot do it, then you pay someone. But if you're just your first site, you have nothing to do, don't think about it. Just do it. If we got 8 responses in Southern California, it's just saturated.
On a Thursday afternoon.
Literally.
Right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Right before everyone goes on vacation, Mm-hmm. And then literally there's a lot of studies that had sites in the same city, neighboring cities,
Irvine, Tustin.
Irvine, Santa Ana, Costa Mesa, Anaheim, everything that's in a range of, let's say, well, not really, but you could drive there in 15 minutes.
Sure.
And we're getting replies from them.
Competing studies.
Yeah.
Because they need more patients, and they see that
there's not enough recruitment. So really, the worst thing you can say is no. As of now, that, like you said, 97% of them are going to say no. So if you know that, just make up your mind that they're going to say no, and it doesn't hurt to just send the emails, because out of all those no's, you're going to get a yes.
That's right.
Just like us. And
That's right.
I mean,
same thing with job seekers on clinicaltrials.gov.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
That's a good tool for that, too.
There was this lady in Maryland. She's Jenny Yang, or I can't remember her name, but she's on Instagram as Bench to Research. I've interviewed her on the show. And what attracted me to her is an article she wrote, how I used clinicaltrials.gov to get a job, right? And the same process, except instead of pitching them for studies, pitch them on herself. Hey, I'm here, and she would search in geographic area for CROs in that area where she lived, and she would pitch a short email pitch, who she is, here's her CV, here's what she can do, here's what she's good at, transferable skills from her other industry, and she got a job.
There you go.
Right? And she said it took 400. She finally did it. She had 10 interviews, and then she got a job.
Think about it. If you have no job, you could flip burgers,
That's right.
for, I don't know, maybe $40 a day.
That's right.
Or $80 a day.
That's right.
Or you could sacrifice, let's say, you said 400 emails?
Something like that, yeah.
She probably sacrificed 12 hours or 16 hours, 2 days of work. And, that's 2 days.
And if you have
of
no
8-hour
work,
shifts,
or you're not doing anything already,
you could either choose to keep on flipping burgers for the rest of the year as a minimum wage.
Yeah.
Or, just not get paid for those 2 days and get a potential good paying job,
Find a research assistant job or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of opportunity.
We're lucky in this industry because of things like clinicaltrials.gov, because we are patient facing and public facing. These are considered benefits for patients. Clinicaltrials.gov, the only reason it exists, first of all, do you think these sponsors and CROs that they have to put their emails and phone numbers on the web?
Probably not.
On the internet. There's some people have their cell phones on there because they have no other choice. Do you think they like that? Heck no. The reason they do it is regulation,
Yep.
right? They have to. So they do. And now some get smart and they'll have a catch-all box, but some don't. They actually put their own number on there. So use that to your advantage. If you're in this industry, or you're trying to get into this industry. Same thing if you're a consultant. I get emails all the time from people that do consulting that are like, hey, how do I get more business? It's simple. I'm going to tell you what the realtor told another real estate agent. Talk to more people about research in your case.
There you go.
You're not going to get opportunities unless you talk to more people. If you talk to like 100 people, you might get 10 new opportunities.
You know, the door might be there, and it's up to you to open it.
That's right.
It's people say, oh, there's open doors everywhere. Not really. You got to knock on the door to see if it opens.
That's right.
So, yeah, maybe the door's open, but you don't know it's there because you haven't emailed them.
This was a motivational Thursday.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse. I know you got to go. Any book you're reading now?
Right now, no.
Cryptocurrencies?
I got to research into that. You know,
That's right.
There's a big boom waiting to happen.
I've been learning.
Yeah, you know, just Bitcoin is up. I think the next boom, or you telling me it's Ethereum.
Ethereum.
So
I've been secretly buying. I started last month, so I'm getting into it.
I got to get into that too.
I'm big on Ethereum so far. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah. So bottom line, go on clinicaltrials.gov now and just figure out what you want to get and see what you can do.
There you go.
Thanks, man. We'll do it again.
See you later.
Take care, Guru Nation.